The Federal Republic of Nigeria has so many ethnic groups, dialects, and languages. But all these languages and dialects are within the three major tribes, the Yorubas, the Hausas, and the Igbos. Before and after independence of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Igbos are known to be highly industrious. A major unique quality of all these tribes in the country is the respect and honor given to the traditional institutions. The institution is referred to as the custodian of culture and value system. The monarchs are well respected, and this makes them to have the appellation of the custodian of authority and second in command to the Almighty God. The honor to the traditional leaders spread across the nation and even beyond. In Africa as a whole, traditional leaders are well respected, except on rare occasions. Traditional offices are until the enthroned departs to great beyond. This gives power, respect, and authority to the king and chief, as they were being called in some other places and countries. In the recent time, the need for establishment of African culture made some tribes extend the traditional leadership to the diasporas. One of such countries is Ghana, where many other nationals are. In Ghana today, there are Yoruba Obas, and recently the Igbo thought it wise to choose a man who is regarded as epitome of humility and excellence, an icon of tradition and culture, and above all, a philanthropist to lead them as the Ezeigbo of Ghana the first. The man, Dr. Ambassador Chukwudi Jude Ihenetu, was given the nod by all and sundry to be the first Ezeigbo in Ghana. His Highness Dr. Ambassador Ihenetu, an accomplished businessman and a lover of his people, accepted to serve as he believed in servant leaders. He sees the throne as an opportunity to further give back to the people and especially Nigerians in Ghana.
The genesis of censorship in Ghana is we the Igbos living in Ghana is a time to have a traditional ruler that will see over the tradition and the culture of Ndi Igbo in Ghana. But before this, let me take a little bit back. Our father, whom every Igbo man so much appreciate and enjoy him and respect him, being Dim Odumegwu Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, he is our father that we call Ezeigbo Mburumburu for the whole world. He is the one that look at the tradition and the culture of Ndi Igbo that is seriously going away. According to him, one of his trips to US, he met a friend of him that he fought the Biafran war together with him. And this is his friend come and greet him. And the kids came, they say hi. And believe me, all of them, according to him, they all put their trousers below their boots. And that's low waist. And he looked at this and he was serious, shocked about it. Because this, his friend, is a man that respects and enjoys tradition and culture. For his children to behave this way, I think is a time that we should carry the culture and the tradition of Ndi Igbo to anywhere the Igbos are found in the world. So he decided to think about bringing the tradition and the culture of Ndi Igbo where the Igbos are living. That is what prompted Ezeigbo in diaspora. And Ezeigbo in diaspora is existing in so many states in Nigeria outside the Igbo land. It's also existing in foreign land in the Western world and other African countries. Among these is those that prompt Ezeigbo in Ghana. And when this is prompt, my people here living in Ghana, the Igbos in Ghana, and the Igbo leaders in Nigeria. Because remember that they started from Igbo leader being Dim Odumegwu Ojukwu, and the Igbo leaders in Nigeria, people like the son of Ojukwu, being Akpongwa Ndi Igbo. people like Rochas Okorocha, the executive governor of Imo State, people like Ogbonnaya, the former governor of Abia State, people like Chukwuemeka Ezeigbo, the former governor of Anambra State, people like Pius Ogbonnaya, and a whole lot of Igbo leaders. They decided that it's a time that the people of Ghana will also provide Ezeigbo in diaspora. And my people here in Ghana are ever ready for that. Then the people of Igbos in Ghana decided that I am the best person that Igbos will choose to be their leader in tradition and culture level, because it's not only having a king or having a traditional ruler in Ghana, but somebody who can give his time for his people, somebody have passion for his people, somebody who can bring his people together and see to affairs of their people. So that's what Prom is.
To some of the leaders, His Highness Dr. Ambassador Chukwudi Henitu is God ordained, and they have vowed to give him the maximum support to ensure that he succeeds as first ever Ezeigbo in Ghana.
First of all, I want to go a little down to history of the Igbos. Before the Igbos started giving or start crowning people in diaspora, you have to realize that Igbos are scattered all over the world. And any country you go, you didn't find an Igbo man, they will tell you to run away from that country. And having scattered all over the world, wherever they go, they start good business, they marry, they do all manner of works there just to make ends meet. And along this line, our father, who today is late, Chief Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, who was our father during the war, up to the time he was called to Mother Earth. This man has traveled out and seen that the Igbos have migrated to so many countries, and there's need for them to start uniting together, coming together to embrace the culture of the Igbos. This informed this idea of going to any of these countries to make sure they bring Igbos together. And that makes this culture of installing kings in diaspora. Here in Ghana, the population of Nigerians in Ghana is about 4 million. And these 4 million, the Igbos are the majority. The Igbos here in Ghana, they've married a lot of Ghanaians, Togolese, Liberians, Burkinabes, and even Ghana, where we live. Now, these children are all Igbos. And if we don't let them know the culture and traditions of the Igbos, it means our culture is wiping away. And the installation of this king means to plant the culture and tradition of the Igbo in Ghana and any other country that we found that there are a good number of the Igbos living in that country. By that, the essence of this kingship has come to be.
I'm calling all the Igbos in Ghana that they should come together. My father said it. If a bullet kill a hawk in the marketplace, that other people having gone should bring down their gun for us to celebrate the hawk the one bullet have killed. We have getting a good Eze. I want all the Igbos, no matter your tribe, to come back. Let us celebrate our Eze and celebrate ourselves in Ghana. Our Eze is the Eze of all. It's not an Eze of Imo State, or Anambra, or Abia, or Obon, or Enugu. It's Eze of all the Igbos, including all Nigerians, because my brother, whom I know even before he was chosen as an Eze, is somebody who are human, who don't look at where you come from before he render help to you. Please, I want our people to unite and make sure that we are one people, one blood, and God will bless all of us.
From a very humble beginning, but history has a way of repeating itself. His Highness Dr. Ihenitu is a descendant of the late King Jaja of Opopo.
I feel very great because I know he's a great young man. And if you go through his lineage, you find out that it is not by omission that he is now the king of the Igbos in Ghana. He is the grandson of King Jaja of Opopo, who was a great king in River State, precisely. So today, as we will see him in Ghana, he has that great quality. When you see him in the midst of his friends and mates, you pick him as very exemplary. He stands tall among all his friends.
Having understood the throne he now occupies, His Highness Dr. Ambassador Ihenitu, a well-traveled man, known that the best way to grow any nation and development, language plays a very vital role. He then established Igbo-speaking coaching school across the country, where he rules as the Ezeigbo, that is the Republic of Ghana.
I have a whole lot of plans for my people, the Igbos. First of all, you'll bear with me that Igbo speaking school is seriously running in Ghana. The people of Ghana cherish that even more than Nigerians as a whole. The people of Igbos also cherish that. This is one of my projects. That's Igbo speaking school. Because the children we are giving birth to them here today, they cannot speak the language of the Igbo. They are very good in Ghanaian language and English language. They go to school, they learn Spanish and French and all that. And none of them is learning Igbo. And we, the parents, we're always busy in our various businesses. In the morning, father and mother go to work. The kids go to school. Father and mother come back in the night. The kids come back in the night. No time to speak the language for them. No time to take them through the language. I decided that the time has come where we must let the children know the tradition, the culture, the language of where they're coming from. I established Igbo speaking school in Ghana here, which is running today, every Saturday. Is for 2 hours, 10 to 12. Some areas has extended 2 sections every Saturday, like area like Dansuma has extended 2 sections. Area like Kasua, area like Domekwabe has extended 2 sections every Saturday. They are learning the Igbo language. This is one of the projects, and believe me, the children are doing very well. Now they can speak Igbo, they can write Igbo. This is one of the projects I have for my people.
What has been the response of people to this wonderful and culture-maintaining idea?
The language of Igbos are dying, according to the United Nations. Now our leader have provided us an Igbo school where all our children born aside, even our wives married from other tribes, other countries in West Africa, are schooling free of charge. Now, my son or your own son or my daughter can come back and say, Papa Elola. It is a great joy to all Igbos. And now, because of the help, Ezeigbo is helping the Igbos in Ghana and his cabinet. Igbos now have started to come together to unite more and more and more. And I pray that we are going to be strong and strong and strong, that nothing will bring us down.
My advice to all Igbos is that Ghana, when we started this issue of coronating His Royal Highness, the Eze in Ghana, there were a lot of issues. And those issues, we've been able to play them down. Number one, there was this issue of how can you go and crown somebody in diaspora? But because of what we have started doing in Ghana, for instance, this Igbo speaking school, other countries of the world are now trying to learn from what we've done in Ghana. The Igbo speaking school is bringing a lot of unity to all the whole Igbos in Ghana. And it's making most of us to know each other. There are people who you can live here in Ghana for maybe 10, 20 years, you don't know that they are your brothers. But because of this Ezeigbo, we are beginning to interact, we are beginning to know each other. So I want to say this to other people all over the world, that once the Igbo start coming together as one formidable family, I think whatever we are looking for, even back home, we'll get it in Jesus' name.
My full name is Chief Samuel Ekezie from Imo State, Nigeria. The Igbo speaking school in Ghana has come to stay, and it came through the Ezeigbo, the Igbo king in Ghana, as Dr. Ambassador Jude Chukwudi too. The only recognized Igbo king in Ghana. We have been going the Igbo school since I think January or February this year, and the school has brought a lot of changes in our homes in terms of our children that are born in Ghana, and even our wives, those of us who married either Ghanaian wives or Liberian wives or other tribes that are not Igbos. Our children who are born here are now able to greet us when we come home with Igbo language, and when you send them or speak in Igbo, they will understand. So we are very, very happy for this Igbo school, and a lot of Igbo families here are very happy. So it's a very good thing that we got this Igbo speaking school in Ghana.
Well, it's an honor to be able to teach my people their language. It is an honor because I want them to be able to stand in their place when our language is being spoken and to defend themselves if need be. You know, our tradition, our language is what makes us. If we begin to speak English, speak Chui, speak Yoruba, and we don't speak our language, we will lose our identity. So we need an Eze who will want us to maintain our identity. And Ezeigbo is the only person who I see who fits the position. So I appreciate him so much. He's a king we adore, we love him. He is a man after our hearts, the king that the Igbos need and want in Ghana. So there's nothing else to say than that our Eze is him that we're looking for, and we have seen him. Ndewo, ndị Igbo biko no na-asụ n'okwu Igbo, na-akụziri ụmụ n'okwu Igbo, ka Igbo ghara ifunarị anyị n'ebe ọbụla anyị nọ. Ndewo.
The beneficiaries of schools spread all over Ghana could not hide their feelings.
It's my culture and it's my tradition, so I have to learn it. And when I grow, I can be somebody good in future. Yes, I like Igbo language. Igbo language is good and I want to learn it more. Ezeigbo, thank you for bringing this school for us to learn Igbo. We appreciate it so much. Thank you.
It is good because it makes me understand my own language. Now I can speak Igbo even in Ghana. I like Eze for bringing this school to us. God bless you.
Ezeigbo, thank you for bringing this school to us. It means so much. Now I can speak Igbo even in Ghana, and I can understand it more. For me, it is good to me, and I like it, so it will stay.
My name is Ikena Oji. I like this school because it's helping us learn our language. Before, I don't speak Igbo, but now I'm speaking Igbo. The school has really helped me a lot in learning Igbo. I speak Igbo to my parents, my friends, and my relatives. So now communication is now better. Thank you.
To His Highness, Dr. Ambassador Ezeigbo, Igbo has got a very rich culture that must be encouraged. He believes the past and present leaders from Igbo as a nation from the Nigerian state deserves more. The father of all projects on his mind is the establishment of the first Igbo town in Ghana and of course the first in the world.
If you look around the world, apart from in Virginia, they have Igbo village in Virginia. They created it by putting the antiques, the antiquities of Ndibo there. You can come there, kind of archive of Ndibo. But I'm creating Igbo village, which has never happened in the history of the world among the Igbos in the world. As I'm talking to you, I've acquired 50 acres of land, that is 250 plus of land, along the Flower Road, that is at Old Ningo area. But along that road, it's right on the road, I acquired 250 plus of land. My reason of acquiring this land is to build Igbo village in Ghana. I call it Amandi Igbo in Ghana. We'll build a village where we're going to build the palace of Ezeigbo there, a huge palace. We'll build Igbo town hall there with about 2,000 capacity chairs and 100 rooms guest house. The essence of this guest house is most of the times our governors and our Igbo great leaders do come to Ghana. You know, they always go with their entourage. If they come to Ghana, their entourage will see where they will lodge for free of charge, maybe for a day or two. Most of their visits, it doesn't take more than 48 hours or 24 hours. They stay there free of charge, and they know that, yes, this is what they have benefited from the Igbos living in Ghana. Again, our people that have accommodation problem and all that will come there at least for 2 or 3 days before they can get a out of the country, or those that come into the country, in one way or the other, will have accommodation of 100 rooms guest house. We will also, in the palace of the Ezeigbo, we'll also have apartment there for special guests like governors and ministers. And in future, I know that we, the Igbos, will provide president in Nigeria. And I know that the president that will rule Nigeria at time to come must be an Igbo man. And one day, by the special grace of God, he's also going to be part of those that are going to lodge at the guest house there in Igbo village. In that Igbo village, my good brother, what I want to do there is we'll create streets there. We'll create streets that will represent the names of the ancient Igbos. We'll create the street that will bear the name of Sambakwe Street. That's the ex-governor of Imo State. We'll create a street that will bear the name of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the first president of Nigeria. We'll create a street that will bear the name of Nzogwo. We'll create a street that will bear, of course, the name of my father also, Zemaladi Henetu. And all the great Igbo leaders that they have gone, and those are present, will create streets in their name that will represent them in Igbo village in Ghana. And this Igbo village in Ghana, every Igbo man all over the world have right to come there and buy property. Either you want a plot of land or 2 plots of land to build your dream house. We're also going to build tall buildings of maybe 6th floor or 7th floor. We'll sell them flat by flat. And we will have a single entrance in this Igbo village. When you come in there, you know you're coming into Igbo village in Ghana. From there, the Igbos will expand. We will build market there. Igbo market will represent there. Igbo school will be built there. We will create transport section there also. We will create what we call Ezeigbo Garden. In Igbo language, you call it Mbala Ezeigbo. Ezeigbo Garden meaning where we create about 4 plots of land. We use 4 plots of land for that, for Ezeigbo Garden, where we're going to plant yam, plant all the trees, all the leaves you can get in Igbo land. Okwa, ube, akubeke, mtoroba, oha, we're going to also plant yam there. We'll plant ube there. We'll plant all these things so that at the time of New Year Festival of Ezeigbo, we'll go to the Mbala there. We'll go to the garden there to get our New Year Festival. Being there, you will see that, yes, that's the Igbo tradition is really representing here.
His acceptance by his people and the recognition of his throne made the Ga Traditional Council from the Greater Accra region of the Republic of Ghana inducted him as a member of the Traditional Council in Ghana. With this induction, His Highness Dr. Ambassador Ihenetu became the first ever foreigner to have been inducted into the Traditional Council in Ghana. And that gives him the opportunity to have a seat in the Ga Traditional Council, attend Ga Traditional Council's meeting, as well as joining the council in making some policies that will affect traditional institutions in the country and beyond.
Itagaza. Ajụjụ. O nwere nkịta ahụ na-akụ ji ata ya ọwụsa na-akpa mere ororo orono Gawu dufa oje gufa ajọ mmụọ na ajọ mmadụ ụlọ kwanye n'aka o nwere omi ngwade aka na-ebufe adị ewere ọ ga-eje ekete ihe ọma na-egufe ihe ọ na-egufe ya ka na-ayọ ya
of the Ghana government, I carry a message of congratulations to the Ezeigbo community in Ghana. The other time we were here to bless him, and we are definitely sure that it is this blessing that has made him fit to withstand all the shots and the bad air that has blown today. It will continue to be well with him. We invoke the heavens to be with him. We invoke the earth to raise itself from the ground and meet him halfway if he wants to.
His Highness Dr. Ambassador Ihenitu is a man who believes that traditional leaders across Africa have a lot to contribute to the development of the community where they rule, and as well as the entire continent of Africa. His vision for Igbo in Ghana and beyond has become a driving force, and he has passion to make sure that leaders, especially traditional leaders, are coming together in making a better progress for the continent of Africa.
If you look around in Ghana here, you see a lot of Nigerians loitering up and down. Igbos are many more than other tribes loitering up and down. All these things is because there's no job for them in Nigeria. Job opportunities is not there in Nigeria. Most of them are graduates. Their parents spent a lot of money to see them through school. And after finishing their education, no money for them to continue their education. Some of them sold family lands to come to Ghana to come and hustle. My brother, you bear with me that their mother is not here, their father is not here, their uncles are not here. They're just meeting friends along the street. Because of this, most of them are now getting into bad company. Most of them are just suffering with hunger in the street. I have set up what I call Ezeigbo Foundation. This Ezeigbo Foundation is also taking care of the Ezeigbo school, that is the Igbo speaking school. This Ezeigbo Foundation, what we want to do is for we to get our boys and girls out of the streets. A lot of them are very, very brilliant. Those that need to go back to school to continue their education, we will take them back to school. This palace will take care of their school fees and their upkeeping to make sure they become somebody. Because if we allow them to be loitering up and down, maybe one day someone can, maybe out of hunger, they might steal ordinary pure water just to drink for them to be okay. And somebody will beat them up that they are thief or they are armed robbers, they will just die away like that. And if we allow them to go, Nigeria we are losing something. Maybe that person that was killed because of stealing of pure water might be a president tomorrow, might be a governor or a minister. But if we get them out of the street, we'll put them back to school. Let them learn. My brother, you bear with me that somebody like Obama, he did not come out from a golden spoon family. Our current president today, our wonderful president, a very good luck Jonathan, you bear with me, he's not also coming out from a golden spoon family. Somebody like Bill Clinton, you can study about him. He's also coming out from a golden spoon family. And most of the great people in the world today, it's not a family that people expected to, produce people like that. But these are brothers and sisters loading up and down in the street. They might be great like them tomorrow, but we need to change their life. This is one of the things that this palace is doing.
The gathering of traditional leaders will also help in building a better society.
Yes, I have the plan for collaboration with other Ezeigbo in diaspora and traditional rulers all over the world. It's not only Ezeigbo. Number one, my brother and my sisters, you will bear with me that in Africa today, African helps is no longer in existence. It's just few you can see in existence. And even we, the Africans, we criticize the African traditional herbs. Some of us will say, don't drink it, you will die. Some will say, don't do this, this will happen to you. But we will travel to India to buy herbs and come and sell in Africa. We'll travel to China to buy herbs to come and sell in Africa. We'll travel to America to buy herbs to come and sell in America. We'll travel to India, buy chairs. Look at all these chairs here. I imported them. But what I'm sitting down here today, this is made in Africa. I decided that my throne seat, I can never do it in abroad. I will do it in Africa. For me to represent the Africa I'm talking about. Is it not beautiful to have this here in Ghana? It's so wonderful and so beautiful. I am now planning, my brother, what I call the traditional rulers workshop in Africa, which I call it, let's go back to our roots. How do we go back to our roots? A lot of families in Africa, they are known for something. Where I'm coming from, my grandfather, the father to my mom, he is one of the traditional herbs healer for all kinds of diseases, more especially pile and some other problems. If you come to Sunjaba today, where my mother is coming from, and you meet somebody, said you are looking for that family that they are very good in pile sickness, they will take you to my grandfather's family. But today, nobody in that family is doing this. Because of what? Everybody has gone to abroad. Those things that we're supposed to be doing, nobody is doing it. It's not only my grandfather's family. Various families are known with various things. Some are known with carpentry. Some are known in building construction. Some are known in African herbs. Some are known in the local way of tiles. Some are known in so many things. But today, nobody can do it. And my brother, it's only the traditional rulers of various towns who will be able to locate these various families that do these things. For this reason, I am setting up a program I call Traditional Rulers, Let's Go Back to Our Roots. Let us locate families that God has given them different talents of these herbs and all that I'm talking about. We'll locate them. We can now know exactly the area they are very good and wonderful in. We can request for funds from our local governments. We can request for funds from our state governors. We can request for funds from our country presidents for we to be able to establish them in this kind of things they do.
The appointment of His Highness as the Ezeigbo was certificated and recognized by the President Ohanaeze Ndigbo, President in diaspora, Chief Sir Oliver Akubweze, KSA, and several other traditional groups across Nigeria. Dr. Ambassador Ihenetu was rightfully coronated in Ghana, which confirms the original process of coronating a king. No king has ever been coronated outside his town or the community where he is supposed to rule over. With the great vision of His Highness Dr. Ambassador Chukwudi Jude Ihenetu, cooperation is needed. Just like the African adage that says, if a child washes his hand well, he will dine with elders. His understanding of his office keeps him more humble to dine with other paramount kings in Nigeria and beyond.
I have a very good relationship with them. I also have good relationship with Ndị Eze Ndị Igbo back home. That is the original traditional rulers of Ndị Igbo in Igbo land. I have good relationship with them, people like Obi of Onitsha, Eze Samuel Ohiri, Eze Imo, Eze Ilo Maya, Eze Nelson Merengwa in Abia State, people like Eze Ikonne, people like Eze Onegunwoke, a lot of people like Asa na Ikeduru, Eze Francis, a whole lot of traditional rulers in Igbo land. I am in very, very good time with them. Somebody like Saturn of Sokoto, Eli of Ife. These are men, they have seen good things I'm doing for my people, and they feel that it's very good for them to relate with me.
He also believes that united we stand. He therefore called on Igbo and other tribes in Ghana and beyond to give him the support so that he can do more and make the continent of Africa an enviable place for all of us. He also believes that united we stand. He needs all Igbos and other tribes to do more in achieving more, not only in Ghana, but beyond.
I'm happy that today the Igbos have realized that unity we stand, divided cannot pay us off. I'm calling all the Igbos, anywhere you are, identify your brothers. Identify whom you are. We are like Israelites. Anywhere we are, God bless the Igbos. I'm calling all the Igbos. Let them come back home. Anywhere you are, identify yourself as a good ambassador of an Igbo man.
My brothers, my fellow Igbos, is our tradition, our culture is fading away. People today are not respecting the tradition and the culture. The tradition and the culture is our heritage. We must support our heritage. We must respect our culture and our tradition. For we not allow it to go, we must now get up, teach our children the language of the Igbos where we are coming from. Teach our children the tradition, the culture, how to respect, how to give honor to your elders, how to give honor to the traditional rulers in Nigeria, how to give honor to title men in Nigeria. My fellow Igbos, these things I'm telling you is the things that can lead you around the world, because when you have good manners at home, when you have good manners around your elders, This will also help you in your working places anywhere you are in the world.